Well, good day. How are you doing? I know it's a odd time of the day for me to be broadcasting, but here we are, anyways. We're here to discuss mud fossils again, one of my favorite subjects. So we'll wait for people to roll in. Um, I don't know if we'll get too many today, but that's fine. I have, sorry, I have discovered a brand new mud fossil that I'd like to share with you. Hiya, Jules. How you doing? Good to see you. Just waiting for a few people to roll in before I begin any presentation of any sort. How are you doing today, hon? Good to see you. Let's grab my smudge and my ashtray over here. Glasses, too. So I was out with my wife and we were at a buddy's house, and he's got some stones, and I was looking through them, and I found a mud fossil. So we're here to look at mud fossils. I wanted to show you guys something first, if I can just share. Let's go with this one, yeah. Okay. So the interesting thing about this, for me, is what we see at the bottom of his feet there. You had me at the phrase mud fossil. Yeah, a lot of people too. A lot of people are interested in mud fossils. And thankfully I am too. So I've found a mud fossil, but I wanted to discuss what kind of mud fossil it is. And the reason we're looking at this is because if we look at the leg of this person, we don't see just a leg. And look at the arms on this person. We don't see just an arm. We see devices going up the arm and down the leg. Now, we'll look at a few others before we discuss what we think it is. And this will lead us into our mud fossil here. Let's see, so that one, this one. So again, we see the same thing. We see a line down the arm and some type of an apparatus here on the leg. Let's go to the next image. Sorry guys, I have to pop in and out for the images. Let's see, where were we here? Yeah. Okay, some of these are very similar. Now this is not a bird-headed man. And again, we see the similar things, the watch running down the arm with a device of some sort. On his leg, we also see some other type of device, not clothing. Now, is this for, it could be several reasons that they have these things. Could be, maybe it's for energy gathering. Could be it's because they have weak legs. But they have them all over. And here we see the same again. Down the arm, we see the watch, but we don't see it down the arm. Here we see it on the legs, a little bit of a different form, but very similar thing. They seem to be Hey, Linda, how you doing? Hey, Rizzy Truth. Good to have you here, buddy. Yeah, we're looking at Gilgamesh at the moment, but this is going to lead us into mud fossils, if you're familiar with those. Um, so they seem to need some support for their legs. And if you've ever researched with Mud Fossil University, you'll know that they have found a new species called Noto. Um, and that's what we're here to look at today. I have found a Noto fossil. No toes today. We're not going to look at images off the internet of toes. But with these Notos that we find on Mud Fossil University, they seem to have a pad on the bottom that is turned in with a screw in the middle of the foot. And some of them even have like a spring mechanism running up the leg and up the foot. Now, I don't have that type of a mud fossil, but what I do have, all right, I'll do the big reveal now. Is this. Let's see. Oh, better make myself big there for you. So, here's what I have found. Now, I don't know about you, but I tend to not think that nature makes that shape very often. You can see proportionately, it's a pretty wide foot, pretty hammer-toed almost. Now, this is the bottom of it. Okay. And I would like to show you something on the bottom of this in a moment, but I don't know if you can see it or not. We'll have to wait and see. But here is the bottom of the foot, and we can see that it is rounded on this side here. And it follows around like that. It's also rounded on this side as well, following the shape of a foot perfectly, except for the missing little bit of the heel here. What they're called is a no-toe, and what they apparently have is a pad on the bottom. Now, I don't know what the pad was for, if it was just like shoe wear, or if it had a specific purpose. The earth has been had several different conditions that it's been under. When it was early, it was soft, and it hardened later. Now, these pads may have been for walking on soft, muddy earth, or they may have been for walking on hard clay like we have now. I don't know. Now, there's a few features on this that I'm going to show you that kind of stand out. Now, you can see the color here is a grayish color, mostly a gray. And you can see that there is what looks like some type of a coating material on the outside edge. Let's get in close for you. See the difference in the material? I'll show you on the other side as well. Oops, over here. See if we can see the same smooth type of fascia material, skin-like. And then this inner stuff is different, bubbly and crusty. Almost like a Barbie doll foot. Yeah, it's a child-sized foot. I haven't measured it. I'm a bit of tape. There we go. Looks like about a size 6. So it's a 7-inch, 7 inches long. And I was waiting to show you that side. So is that a split from the foot, like a hoof or something? They would have been wearing like a flip-flop. Yes, Linda, it is separate from the foot, but it's virtually attached. It is actually physically attached to the foot. Now, what they have found, okay, let me show you this up close, see if I can get the images a little better here. Okay, so again, we'll show you the bottom of the foot up in detail. So you can see the different material there, the separation. Similarly, oops, on this side, come on, focus. As well. And this is the top of the foot. Well, it would be the bottom of the foot, but the top of this particular sample. You can see the color variation has changed to a bloody red, reddish color from the gray on the back. Hey, Marlena, how are you doing, hon? Good to see you. It is Monday. It's May 2-4 weekend in Canada. So I'm hoping that this comes up well on the screen. Let's see how we're doing there. Okay. So I'm going to show you it from top down. So you can get an idea here. Get the keyboard and that out of the way. So up here we have what I believe would be the big toe area. Let's see what we're looking at here. Okay. And you can almost see, is that the remnants of a toe? I don't know if it is or not. But you can see where it separates is along this line. Don't those look like toes? Also, when it was wet, you can see the separation line where the heel comes up, and I will show you that in a moment. You can see kind of here, the color starts changing here. It's like the buffer wrapped up around the foot. Well, I was getting to that, Rizzy. Hold on. It's like a padding, yes. However, this was bolted to the foot. Now I'm hoping I can show this to you well enough. I have some water here. And first of all, I'm going to show you the separation of the colors. Okay. So you can see that this is a reddish hue to it. Okay, and you can see where it starts to transition. Let's do it this way. To the reddish color up here, the more fleshy area. So on the bottom, I'm hoping I can show this to you, Rizzy, and you'll see it maybe. Okay, right in this area here. Okay, let's see if we can get it to show. There is a circular pattern. And it goes right along here, around here, in this area. I'm going to wet it down and hopefully that'll help show it a bit, maybe. Maybe not. Don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see, where are we here? So it is right here. It's not showing up very well. Change the angle. So again, right in this area here. It is very hard to see. It was easy to see when I first picked it up. What is believed is there was like a butterfly bolt, and they would just bolt this to the person's foot. So again, it's in this area right here. You can kind of see a little curved line there. Let's see. So I believe that's the bottom of the foot. Yeah, you can kind of see it a little more right now, right here. Can you guys see that? Yeah, ouch, right? Yeah, screw. There was a bolt sticking out of their foot, and they would put a butterfly nut on it. So they had basically prosthetics. If that shows up any better as it dries, that'd be awesome. Let's see how it's looking. No, but you can kind of see the different material better now in this. Is that there? What's that? See, that material looks different. Right there. Oops, wrong way. So that's my new mud fossil foot. See how it's amazing, really, to me. And it appears that there's an arch in it, an arch line. There was a line across here before that showed up as it dried. So we give it some time and see what happens to the look of it. Yep, everyone was getting screwed in the past. Absolutely. Let's see. That would have to hurt. I don't know what they did. I don't know how they did it. some type of an operation. I do like how it, my wife just went down a path and said, I'm going down here. And I said, I'm going too. And that kind of shows that there might even be toes left in here. There are probably some pieces. This line here would probably be one of the toes. Yeah, that's much better. You can kind of see how they're toes. How old is this thing? Before the flood, I would imagine, Linda. So this would have been one of the peoples. I don't know if we were looking at the Anunnaki earlier and their prosthetics that seem to be outside their on their bodies, on their legs and arms, whereas this one is actually bolted right to. You can see how this part is missing, but it would have been quite a nice pad. So that's most of the shoe that's left. You can see how this would be where the arch of the foot was. Toes up here. And of course the heel. But it appears that there are little remnants of the toes left in the front here. Oops. You can see the line right there. That would denote where, and there's even blood coming out from there. You can see it dripping down right there and over here. And this down here would be where the toe separation from the pad is, following along that line, and back over here, down that way. So it seems to have wrapped around the foot a little bit too. It wasn't just flat on the bottom, it seems to have wrapped around. Now let's see if we can catch that circular spot. Now it should be right around here. There, you can see it. You can see it now. You can see it. Okay, so right here, this white line coming around, that will continue up and around and down. Can you see that? That's where the bolt is. Right there. Can you see that, guys? Let me see. Yep, Marlena can see it. Marlena, I agree, because I look at the ancient Mayan drawings, carvings, and they have computers, laptops, everything. Yes, sir, you can see that. That is awesome. I was hoping I could get that well enough that people could see it. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So right there, yeah. Oh, I had it. Just lost my perfect picture of it. But we know where it is. So that's really awesome. You can see the dark kind of a little whitish dark line going around. So that's where the bolt was on this. Distinguished, but yes, you can. You can see the difference in the color and even the, like here, let me just wet this spot here. You can see right from here, the separation line to the more grayish material underneath. Red to gray right here along this line. That is a big bolt. Well, it's just it would be the wing nut or the screw or sorry, the bolt or nut, right? They just, they actually, apparently they have them sticking right out of your foot. So the bolt would come out of your foot and that would be bolted on with a nut. So really quite an amazing find. I'm rather happy with this. I can't believe how perfectly preserved it was. Again, it was purely intuition and my wife's saying, just let's go here, that brought me to this. But a pretty amazing find. Oh, focus. See all the blood stuff in it. The toes are quite amazing that they have the blood still coming out of them, and this is a section of the foot. Some of the foot is left on this pad so that we can see the separation over here from the pad to the foot. Amazing. Absolutely beautiful. So, any thoughts, guys? Pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? Yeah, thanks to my wife's intuition and me listening. Go here. And it's quite roundish on the side, so you can see that it probably was a well-used foot. You know, it's. I wish you guys could hold it yourself because you could see how perfectly formed it is, and really get some of the detail. But I'm glad you guys were able to see where the circle of the bolt was at that point where it dried out. I never buy shoes at Goodwill for the reason of athlete's foot. Yeah. No, they don't. At least ours does. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just so happy with this find. I just had to share it with you guys. So yeah, so it's about a size 7. And that's really about all I wanted to show you guys. So mud fossil foot, no toe with a bolt intact. We even know where the bolt is. Quite amazing, guys. Quite an amazing find. So mud fossils are everywhere. You guys could go out and find your own no toe within probably 15 minutes. You can find anywhere, any rocks. You don't have to look in any special place. Any place you find rounded rocks, we've found mud fossil hearts, goose heart, bone, all kinds of things. But yeah, that's a good image of the heart too. So, yeah, they're everywhere, guys. All you have to do is look and find the shapes and know what you're looking at. It just takes practice. You go, you pick up rocks and you look at them. You wet them down. You look at the different colors, right? Because this has the color red on one side, right? It's reddish on one side, but it's all gray on the other, right? We look for separations, different color variations. Yeah. All over, yeah, all kinds of mud fossils around the mountains and water. But it is harder to find ones that are fully intact, like this. But you will find mud fossil. Everything is a mud fossil, pretty much. At least as far as I've seen so far. Pretty much everything that's out there. Pretty good, half an hour. Okay. Yeah, here's the side view. So I am showing it from top to bottom. This would be the top. That would be the bottom. Get some images of the side colors. You can see the separations. I do love these toes. That's just amazing. The intrusions of blood coming out of them are stellar. Really, you couldn't ask for better, because that's where you want blood, or where blood comes from, and that's where it's showing up. So you couldn't really ask for better than this, for an example. Yeah, water helps. The water helps because you can see the colors better, right? Killer. Do you think they changed the pads? Yeah, I think they did, Joanne. Or sorry, Linda. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Marlena. Mud Fossil University is a channel I watch as well. He has a few mud fossils that are of a lung and a goose's head. Yeah, I have some bone, and this is a goose's heart, as far as I can tell. Has all the separation of the chambers with the white lines. Has the bloody intrusions on the top, up here. You can see it in the dark black area, up along here. And there's usually a side, there's always a side ventricle of the heart. Let's see which side was that on, right down here. Oops, right here. So yeah, has all the morphology of a heart, a goose heart. And now we have a no-toe mud fossil foot. Very proud of that. First time seeing one of a heart. Oh, okay. Yeah. I love showing that one, Rizzy. It's so beautiful. My wife found this one, and I polished it up. Looks like a real meat heart because of the conditions it was preserved in. Very beautiful sample. Okay, guys, that's what we've got for you today. Just wanted to show you my new find and let you have a look at that. Perfect shape of an egg, like big enough to be a duck or a goose. It had colors too. I pretended it was a dinosaur egg. Nice. Yeah, you like that heart? Yeah, me too. I'd like to cut it in half to see the inside, but then again, I don't. You know, but I'd like to kind of. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go, and hopefully we'll get some views on this. Much love to you all. Have a great day. Bye bye.